There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
That seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's pretty much it. Couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome, everybody, to What's Up, Bolts. I'm Fernando Ramirez. The season has come to an end. Today was Jim Harbaugh and Joe Hortiz's exit press conference. So they spoke about 45 minutes. A lot of good stuff, a lot of interesting stuff. They said, obviously, with the offensive coordinator opening, offensive line coach opening, and then obviously the potential of the defensive coordinator position being open, with Jesse Minter taking multiple interviews. It was funny because at some points they would basically sound like, oh yeah, he's basically gone. And then at other times it'd be like, well, he could come back. So it was funny to see them kind of teeter between, yeah, he's here. No, he gone. No, he here. No, he gone. So definitely interesting to see, to hear some of the stuff that Robert D, how are you doing? Don't worry, Robert D, he's almost here. Don't worry, he's coming in. Robert D is going to ask me for an individual who everybody loves. This show, this program does not run without this individual. Robert D seems to think that this guy needs some milk. So let us bring in this individual now. Let us bring in Dan and Dago.
How in the hell are we doing, everybody? How are we? Let's see what kind of, oh my goodness, fitness. I don't know. I'm glad you're just chilling by yourself. Sounds good. We all need that sometimes, man. Just kick back.
Robert D,
old beverage of your choice.
It's cold where he's at.
Oh, I'm the milkman now, huh, Robert? What the hell's up with my thing, man? That's the bitch of having a virtual background.
So obviously, there's a lot going on right now with
there we go.
There you go. It's telling you to sit up straight.
Yeah, I know. What the hell? This thing's trying to work on my posture. Stupid machines.
There's a lot going on right now. By the way, yesterday when we were talking about Bradley Bozeman and everything, and this popped up right now. Look at this.
What a terrorist. You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, you re-signed him again.
He even sticks his leg out to try and trip him.
And he still gets past him. Like, he's not even good enough to do that.
And look at Makai.
Look how, like, just worthless. Worthless. Like, that's why I seriously think they need to cut both. If you look at Zion here. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back to
That's fine.
it.
I just don't, like, Zion's not bad. I just don't like his body posture. I think sometimes he gives up on, I don't want to say gives up like I'm attributing motive, but he doesn't keep working on it during plays sometimes when he has bad body position. And that drives me crazy. That drives me crazy.
Before we start on the show, Dan, this is Chicago.
Wow. Who's going up there?
The Rams.
Oh, no. Wow. So his lineup is going to freeze for a while after he gets through that game. Is that a Saturday or Sunday game?
That is the Sunday game.
That's crazy. Good. So I can watch it. That's going to be hilarious. Eric's not going to be thrilled about that. He's not happy with the weather.
Eric's been a little angry lately, don't you think?
I think so, but I don't know why. No, they don't have a dome. It's outside. I still think football should be played outside, but I mean, whatever. I'm going to hear about the Ice Bowl 1,001 times. Jeez. But what was I going to say? Oh, I don't know why he's angry. Everyone he loves is in the playoffs still. So maybe after this weekend, he'll be pretty sad. So, damn it.
So a lot happened obviously on Thursday with the press conference and everything, and so first off, let's just start it off from the beginning. This is what Jim Harbaugh had to say when he was asked why they let go of Greg Roman.
A fresh start, a new direction, and there's two sides to every story. Football, it's probably 50 sides, 100 different sides. Even per play, 70 plays on offense or defense. And both things are true. Greg's a great football mind, had a lot of success, and also fresh start for him, fresh start for our team, for our offense. Both are true.
Where specifically do you feel like he fell short?
As I said after the game, we win as a team, lose as a team. Much good. Almost 2 seasons, really, right? I mean, you got the regular season, got the postseason. It's results orientated, and as an organization, we're doing everything with one goal in mind, and that's to win a championship. And we're going to do what we think is best to build for that, and so much to build on.
It's so
I thought
funny.
this was hilarious.
Chris with a good one. It's so funny, Dan, because it seems like the hard pauses that he takes, like people think he's done, and then he keeps going.
Well,
It just
you
always
probably
been
listened
fun.
to that Joe Rogan podcast. Like, what's up with the weave? I don't need a weave. Just straight talk me. Just get
I'd be
to the
interested to see.
point.
I'd be interested to see Jim on Rogan.
He would weave for 4 hours.
By the way, it was so funny because in one of those, Chris asked him, "Hey, what are your thoughts on your brother? Going to the Giants? Is that official?" And then Chris is like, "Well, no, but some insiders have said it, like it's gonna happen." And then Joe goes, "That's what we call unofficial, then. So it hasn't happened." And then Jim's like, "Yeah, so I can't comment on it. Sorry." I just thought it was funny. I was like, and then he's like, "Have you talked to him?" He's like, "No, haven't talked to him not today." And then I was like, "Oh wow." So
Yeah, that's a lie.
I thought, look, and I know there's a lot of speculation right now on social media from fans thinking that Jim was forced to fire Greg Roman. I don't see it that way, just because I know what Jim's end goal is, and that is to join that elite company of winning a national championship, winning a Super Bowl. Jim's not going to leave until he wins a Super Bowl. Like he's dead set on it. So I feel like he knew that he was they had an outdated offense, that there was a lot of mistakes. I'm sure there was a lot of frustration. I mean, Dan, I've shared with you what I've heard of things and stuff that's happened around there, but there was a lot of frustration from players, a lot of frustration from a lot of different people about the system that obviously Greg was running. Again, like you've pointed out, even since last year, they didn't have the horses to run what they were running, and they were still running them. He would, like, it's funny. There was a couple times that I thought they didn't even try that formation where it's Trey Harris out at receiver. They have Tucker Fisk, another tight end, and I can't remember who else. And they do a play action, and he usually hits like Aronde Gadsden on a whatever. I just thought like they didn't use all their creativity on Sunday, and obviously it hurt. But I just feel like Jim knew that it was time. He needed to go get something new. And I had said it from the beginning. I thought Jim needed to not bring Angel. I'd be very surprised, to be honest.
Shane Day going where?
Their quarterbacks coach. They just interviewed him for their offensive coordinator position.
Oh, gotcha.
They interviewed Marcus Brady, who's their passing game coordinator. But
I was thinking
usually,
of Ryan Day. My bad.
No, guys, remember what happens at first? They always you always interview the Browns. They interviewed Tommy Reese, and they interviewed Jim Schwartz first, and then they go and you go look at other guys. Yeah, but who knows if he's an offensive coordinator? I mean, remember, it took 3 chances to finally realize, hey, maybe Norville Turner is not a good not a good head coach. Maybe he's just a good offensive
crazy.
coordinator.
He got 3 stints. That's wild.
So sometimes you need to know some guys are some.
And let me guess who was the
brother.
last one? The team that was formerly in San Diego.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a bunch of dumb
so
dude.
Dan, I don't think he was forced into it. I think he knew. I'm sure he spoke to his quarterback and there was frustration there. I'm sure there was frustration with a lot of stuff, but I thought that he knows exactly what he needs to do to win a Super Bowl. And look at the teams that are winning it. Teams that are innovative. Teams like the Chiefs. Andy Reid reinvents himself almost every other year because of their personnel, because of injuries, because of any way he tries to reinvent himself. Kellen Moore with Nick Sirianni, they had a different style of offense. So yeah, there's just different there's different ways. No, I really don't think that you guys should be concerned with Marcus Day and Shane Day. Or Marcus Brady and Shane Day. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I think you usually get the in-house people first. Remember when they fired Brandon Staley, the first person that they interviewed for the head coaching job was the interim Give Smith. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Angel, no, before Dan, I'm going to go to you right now. Angel, people are saying or wondering because Jim said that he hasn't talked to Justin since the game, and people were like, "Oh, that's really concerning." It's not. He's giving him space. I'm sure Justin.
Yeah.
Guy go.
I was about to say, do you see what he goes out with? Like, why would he want to talk to his head coach? Like,
we're not talking about that.
He's busy.
But I'm sure Jim is giving him space, letting him go decompress, letting him get away for a little bit. And I'm sure that's what happened last year, I believe. I think Justin took 2 or 3 weeks off, came back, and he was back in the building watching film, working out, all that stuff. So
I'm
you need to give him space. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I'll tell you one thing, like, I know it's high school and it's not the same thing, but I don't talk about football after the season's done until about January or February because the players are playing other sports. If not, maybe they're lifting or whatever. But you try and let them get that reset because, as you can imagine, football's a grind, man. There's no such thing as load management in this sport. They're not soft like the NBA. They have an intense schedule. And it's like you need that time to decompress and just get out of there. So, yeah, it wouldn't concern me at all. That's normal, I would assume.
What did you make about what he said about let me just add this other one, Dan. Navarro Bowman did step down as a linebacker.
I saw that. That was interesting. Yeah.
So basically his son is getting to that point where he's about I think he's about to be a senior this year. So Navarro he's in travel ball and all this stuff. And I guess Navarro wants to help him through his journey, help him choose a college, help him with all that stuff. So,
that's a bummer.
I think that's I thought, Dan, if Jesse Minter leaves, I thought everybody was talking about Clinsdale and Elston as the replacement. I thought Navarro Bowman might be the next guy up as the defensive coordinator just because I know Dayon and those guys love him. Like everybody raves about Navarro Bowman's energy. Yeah. Exactly. Christian, he said, looked like Jim was pissed at the beginning of the presser. He was pissed because somebody shouted at him a question about what. Oh,
do you have that clip? Was that caught or no?
I can show you, but the guy's. I can't stand the guy that asked the question.
Oh, good. So I can say, who the hell's this guy asking this question?
Well, hold on.
Let's see if I can. Yeah, I want to see that. But no, again, I think it was time. I would like to hope they have a little bit more humility now because, part of it could have just been he thought, I'm Jim Harbaugh. I'm coming off a natty. All I do is win. And then last season kind of, maybe reinforced that perception of himself, especially because he's like, I look at this team that I took to 11 wins, a playoff game, didn't do well in the wild card, which we needed to.
Are you ready?
Yeah. That's why I'm waiting. I stopped talking.
My question is for both of you guys. And I know it's winning and losing, okay? But the way you guys lost the game to the Patriots, linebacker Robert Spillane said that Charger players came up and said offensively they had no idea what kind of coverage the Patriots were in. How disturbing was that? I don't know if you guys have heard that. He was at the podium and said that. How disturbing was that? And was it the degree of how you lost maybe something that put this over the edge for Greg getting fired?
I was about to say, what kind of video is this? Robert D's going to be hyped.
Yeah, back to we win as a team, we lose as a team. Yeah, our opinion is that we can improve, and that's what we're going to chase.
He should add a "you fucking moron" after that.
Hey, I think that's a good question. You
don't know this guy.
Oh, well, that's separate and aside, but I think that's a very valid question.
No, I get that, but there's a flow to this.
Like, that was the first question out the gate.
No. That was like the 6th or 7th, but like you shouted out. Like, you don't need to shout. You just need to chill out and ask the question. Like, this dude's always trying to shout. He's always trying to be in the spot. He's a TV guy. So
his reaction, though, if looks could kill, man, he was heated. Because in my opinion,
would have helped.
I would have taken it a step further and asked him about the preparation in the week. Like, why are players saying that, or why are coaches saying that, or why is anyone in this organization saying that? Did you guys not prepare? Did you not prepare well enough? Like, do you have
that guy
right
doesn't?
personnel?
That guy doesn't.
But you see what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, like, no. That's a really good question. But his are preconceived, written down. Like, I'm sure
by some producer or whatever. Yeah, that's
they don't pay attention to
but
shit.
That was really
Angel,
like, oh damn.
No, Angel. I told Dan on the preview show last week. If you guys remember, I said if the only way Roman gets fired is if they have a shit like performance, and they had a shit performance, so there was no coming back from that. If they would have won that game, yes, Roman does come back. That's the thing, is that the Chargers were embarrassed out there in New England, and they were embarrassed. Yeah, what?
No, I was going to say, and that's 2 playoff games in a row where you're embarrassed offensively.
Yeah.
Like, because again, I thought the defense last year was good, but the defense this year was great. And it's like, you're an offensive coach and you can't even manage 15 points in an NFL game. Like, what are we doing? Especially when the game's manipulated to help the offense score points. So that to me was a big sign on the wall. What would have been a huge red flag for me also is, I felt like there was never any adjustment to the scheme. There was never any, let's get creative a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, the biggest creativity they had was that stupid reverse pass that Keenan did to Amarian, which if Keenan would have just held on, would have set up 4th and short. But he throws it back to Amarian, and you lose like 8 or 10 yards off of that because they were right there swarming. So I think that encapsulated the offense just all season. Just disjointed, not working together. And again, from the tape we've watched, I don't know what the offensive line's rules are in pass pro, because again, you can't guess those things. Like, maybe they're doing their job, but there looked like there was a lot of confusion always, and that's a problem. You can't have that. So besides the fact that the players up front weren't very good, you can't have them not be very good, and then on top of that, confused on what to do. So it was time to go. And I think Keenan, damn, I just read that. I can tell, Jim Harbaugh's not stupid either. He feels the heat. It's starting to get louder. And he knows he would have been basically dive bombing at himself if he would have kept Roman another year, even if he thinks he's good, even if they're, best friends or whatever. And the thing about Jim Harbaugh, in my opinion, obviously I don't know the guy. I've heard stories from other people in the coaching profession.
You guys would get along.
I'm sure he's a football guy. I'm a football guy. I love talking football.
Eric thinks that you'd get along more with
Sean?
with McVay, but I think
Yeah.
you would get along more with Harbaugh.
Well, because I'm not like, look at me. Shit, half the time I'm in coach's gear. I'm not getting my eyebrows threaded and my beard lined up and all this other stuff and tanning. But, I just think, again, the thing that I'm starting to realize or see in Jim Harbaugh, is he's not stupid. Who he is on screen in the sense of all these interviews is not who he is off camera. And there's a reason for that. Like, I don't know if he's like very just focused on his PR or his image, but I mean, he's not falling on the sword for anybody, and he's not stupid. He wants to go win a championship. He wants a seat at he wants to be the favorite son one more time. So, I'm sure that Super Bowl eats him up, especially because he lost it to his older brother. So yeah, I think he knew it was time. It's almost like that, I would hope it's like that, what's his name? Bisciotti. What's his first name though? Is it Scott or Steve? What's his name? The Ravens owner?
Oh,
well,
Bisciotti.
whatever. Yeah, but his first name, well, who cares? It's like what Bisciotti said when they asked him if John Harbaugh would have been the coach if they would have won that game. And he said for another week. It should have been the same mentality with Greg Roman. Like, he's not the guy. So, I mean, again.
And that's the thing is that they've now kind of figured it out. And like, you can tell that because they were asked multiple times if they feel like they failed Justin and
oh, really?
They basically said that they need to, but
you have any of those? No good responses?
They danced around. I have one where they talk about Justin, but they kind of danced around it, and they said that, yeah, they need to be better, that they need to get a team around him that can complement him. Because the offense was if you were to have that defense, like with an offense that everybody thought, like if it would have been Joe Lombardi's offense from 2021, they might have they were
scoring 20 points probably, and back then you thought
they were scoring almost close to 30.
Damn.
Yeah. No, and Angel and you guys are wondering. By the way, I don't know how to say your name, but if you ask me about McDaniel, I'll get to that in a second. We're gonna go to that next clip. But yeah, I do think that Jim probably saw that Robert Spillane clip, and he was furious when he saw it because these guys see everything. That a lot of what's done. Yeah, they have somebody to clip stuff out like that and to show them so that they can see. So I'm sure
I don't doubt that they have. I don't doubt they're like a president. I don't doubt that some PR staff doesn't bring him a file before he goes to press conferences, so he's aware of this or that and talking points, stuff like that. I wouldn't doubt it. So.
Yeah. This was Jim when asked what characteristics he looks for in a offensive coordinator.
A head coach of the offense. That person that teaches, installs, put the players in the best position to be successful, and ultimately scores points. Number one, the same that I would expect for myself. If we think that we can better ourselves in an area, and if I'll tell you the same thing, Joe. If you think there's a better head coach, then we owe that to our team. And my job to build the team, be the team builder that is growing, is ultimately going to win the championship. That's the only thing that we're building for.
They said championship numerous times, and again, that's where they're going with. Look, the reason why I feel like, and I said it last night with Gilbert, Vic, and Dan, is be a team that at least scores 17 points.
Exactly, that's what I said.
But I think that what they need is, look, you can do two things with this. If they do bring in Mike McDaniel, you get Frank Smith. I'm not saying that automatically he comes in, but Frank Smith was a huge part in 2021 of how good that offensive line was. And if we remember, Storm Norton was the right tackle for most of that year, and they still had a good offensive line. Like, Herbert wasn't getting the shit beat out of him back in 2021.
Yeah.
So I personally think that if you bring in Mike McDaniel, you most likely will get Frank Smith at offensive line coach, and I think that fixes a lot of what these guys need. I mean, I think Frank is an incredible, and honestly, like we would Gilbert and I have spoken to Frank numerous times. Frank was always great. He would always like tell us things about, like, he would show us stuff about the offensive line and everything. So he was always fantastic when it came to chatting with him. Now, what are some of the obstacles? And Dan, I'll get your thoughts on the clip right now, but what are some of the obstacles about signing him? Look, he's the belle of the ball right now. Like, there are some people that have interviewed him for head coaching. I truly believe, I think the Detroit Free Press said that he would be okay sitting behind another head coach, being the OC and getting back to learning and doing all that. So I think that's what he's going to want to do. I think maybe I'd be surprised if he got a head coaching gig. I think he's going to try and go be an OC. Now, the only problem is there's 4 really good OC spots open. The Philadelphia Eagles, and that's more because of the whole aspect of Saquon Barkley, that offensive line and everything.
The players, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. The Detroit Lions, I know a lot of people are kind of like down on Jared Goff. I'm one of those. But you get the 2 running backs, even though they said that they might move on from David Montgomery, and you have Amon-Ra St. Brown's, Gibbs, you have a lot of Laporta, you have a lot of playmakers. And then Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay is the one to me where I think he might want to go. And I was telling Dan this, he's a defensive-minded head coach, so he would have full reign of the offense. He could do whatever he wanted with that offense. Besides this year, before that, the last 2 offensive coordinators that were with Baker Mayfield got hired as head coaches. Now, the Chargers gig is a little bit more of, it's going to need some work, because I do believe that they need a little bit more playmakers, pass catchers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Are you kidding me?
they're going to need another running back. Kimani has been good, but you need another running back. You're going to need another 1 or 2 receivers, to be completely honest. I think you're going to have to fix that offensive line. But like I was telling Dan earlier, that offensive line isn't going to be super, super, super hard to fix. You're going to get your 2 tackles back. And we all know tackles are the hardest position to find. They're going to need a center, obviously. And then they're going to need a guard or 2. The reason why I say or 2 is because they didn't seem today, when they were asked about Zion, it was kind of up in the air a little bit. So I definitely think that they could revamp this offensive line, especially if a Mike McDaniel style comes in here. Like Dan said, that style, that Kyle Shanahan, that Sean McVay, they can mask the problems that you have with their skill set. I'm sure, Dan, I don't know how you see it, but I think Ladd would be running back and forth with in motion, and they would be trying to scheme him open, and they would do a lot of really good things with Ladd. So I thought Todd Monken obviously was going to be one of the top choices, but because he worked with Ladd McConkey in college at Georgia, but obviously he's going to go to the Giants with John Harbaugh, so that one's off the table. But yeah, I really think that Mike McDaniel's a really good option. I think the Chargers are a very nice choice. I would probably say that the way I would stack it is probably, Dan, I don't know if you agree with me. I'd probably go Eagles, Chargers, Lions, Bucks.
For jobs?
Yeah. Eagles, just because they're coming. They've won a Super Bowl. You know what it takes to win a Super Bowl. Yeah, but again,
that roster stacked. I would even put the Lions ahead of the Chargers, just because again, all the playmakers you mentioned. Like I said, I think they're going to need a kind of, semi big overhaul on offense, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be, a quick fix, but they need to really start on the ground, setting building blocks offensively, because they have not had an offensive identity for 2 years. That's not Justin Herbert, go save us. You know, one of the comments was pretty interesting because it said literally, you know, if Herbert wasn't a hero, we couldn't win these games. And that's the problem. Your offensive identity cannot be one player. That's not winning football. It doesn't happen. So it's not.
Well, and there's a lot of building blocks on this team too. I wouldn't sell them short. I mean,
I'm talking about offensively.
No, with a good offensive coordinator, Oronde Gadsden might have blown up even more than he did this year. It kind of felt like he had 2 or 3 really strong games, and then the rest of it like they didn't scheme him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is those guys are young guys. Like young guys.
No, I know, but that's what I meant. Like you're gonna need like one of these young
to step up.
Offensive coordinators. Yeah. No. One of these young offensive coordinators to come in and kind of teach them and show them. And again, I really like the job that Sanjay Lal's done with the receivers. But I really think that the Chargers do have like it's close with Philly. The only thing is Philly, that defense is nasty. Like the Chargers have a good defense, but their secondary sometimes leaky at times. Philly's defense is very very tight knit. But dude, did you hear about the Sam Darnold stuff? Real quick.
What's Sam Darnold?
He came up today on the injury report with an oblique injury and that he's questionable for tomorrow. The offensive coordinator says, who's the dipshit the guy that you like, the quarterback? What's his name? The one that was on the Broncos? Drew Lock. Yeah. He's like, he basically said Drew Lock took most of the reps in practice, and now they're like, oh yeah, we don't know. Like, it's crazy. Like he hadn't even appeared on the injury report or anything.
Wow, so that's like pull up the day clip. How the hell are you gonna get fired on your day off? How do you get hurt on your day off?
Like, I don't know how. Like, dude, you're coming off of a freaking, like you said.
What an idiot!
You were on the you were in the bye week. I mean, hold on. I know this is a Charger show. I'm sorry, but I need to hear. And I think we all need to hear how Sam Darnold got hurt. Real quick, Christian, I do have some, and I can share some in maybe in a couple months. I just need to make sure we're all good and everything when it comes to that stuff. But yes, I usually do share stories on here, so I will share one. There was one where
Fugazi, forget about it.
Let's see what he said.
Yeah, obviously, just in routes on air, just kind of felt a little something oblique.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Routes on air.
Wasn't the day to push it, so that was it. So just came inside, got some rehab, and feel like I'll be ready to go for Saturday.
That was just today that happened?
Yeah.
You ever had anything, oblique issues or anything?
No, never had oblique issues, but it's fun.
It's like his back?
Saturday.
Is this on like throwing side?
It's like core.
It's just on my left side. It is what it is. But yeah, again, like I said, felt it on a throw, but
routes on air. This guy must be made of glass.
Saini, I don't think the Chargers are going to trade for Brian Thomas Jr. because they only have 5 picks in this draft. I'd be very surprised if they trade any of them away because they need he's
not drinking enough milk, Robert D. Clearly.
They need they're going to need all those draft picks, but no, Christian, and that's why I'm saying like I definitely need to I can definitely share some stuff. It's just little by little. I mean, I get a story that I do have for you guys. I just need to wait a little bit, but I mean, Dan, you know the story.
I'm sure, but of course I forgot. So I'm sure you'll tell me off camera.
Okay. All right. But yeah, there's a really good one. I'm just yeah. All right, let's go with the next clip and see what can't remember what this one was. But
I always laugh every time you put that in the chat. I don't know why, Robert D. Kills me.
Times we did, yeah.
Times we did. Times we did.
Oh, here they're asking if they feel like they've failed Justin Herbert.
And we're here today, this week, and it sucks. All right. We don't want to be here this week. All right. We want to be here 4 weeks from now. So did we do Justin a disservice or whatever word you want to put?
Yes.
We weren't. And our goal is to be good enough. And we did Dean a disservice. I did Coach a disservice. All of us together. But we want to win the Super Bowl. And so we got to get better. How do you get better? You attack it. You spend weeks, months having conversations leading up to free agency, leading up to the draft, and you make the best decisions you can in that moment for the team. And like we do, we continue to try to add players at all times of the year to help the team be as good as we can. Ultimately, until we win the Super Bowl, I'll tell you we weren't good enough. All right? So hopefully that clears it up for you.
Yeah, it's not clear at all. Hey, Joey, that's not clear at all.
Like I told you earlier, they weren't like last year. They were a little bit more fun and cliches and games, and 11-6 is pretty good, huh, Pop? That wasn't the case today. They were not like that whatsoever. They were a little bit more tense. So, yeah, you can tell the difference of last year to this year.
To me, it's so idiotic. Like, let's be real. My goal, if I'm building a team, wins are important. But if I'm winning 11 games and my quarterback's hitting hit 200 times in a season, who cares how many games I won? He's getting the shit kicked out of him. Who knows how much longer he can last? Like, it is an unsustainable rate. Let me send you this photo so you could pull this up. I saw this the other day, and I thought it perfectly encapsulated kind of the season and everything
Saini, I'll just say two players. One player questioned the other player's toughness.
Oh, yeah. That was really good. But so I sent you the photo, if you could pull that up. I'm not even talking about the past. I'm talking about 2 years of what I've seen from these people in the organization. You've won 11 games, but at what price both seasons? You haven't gotten better offensively in 2 seasons. You still haven't added offensive line help or at least rotated to see who's going to be better. You know what I mean? So, all this howdy-do of we're not good enough. We failed them in some ways, but did better in the other. Like, look, this was basically the end result. Obviously, this is AI. It's not a real photo, but that's what he's basically feeling like at the end of the season. How is he supposed to take out his incredibly beautiful Rich for whatever reason? I don't even know what she does or, besides the fact that she dates the quarterback.
No.
I don't know what her whole thing is, but that's the end result. How is he supposed to wine, dine, and 69 over there? Like, what are we doing?
Okay, we're not talking about that.
But, it's just...
Oh, she was on Jimmy Fallon.
I don't care. Again, I don't even know what she's famous for besides, him.
Okay, we're not doing that.
I didn't say doing him. I just said besides him. But supposedly she's good at chess, but I don't know. But... so I really like some of these press conferences or some of these statements. I'm just always like, this is just so silly. Like, you're telling me the whole offseason, you said this is our starting center after the tape you saw last year. There's no way. Like, I'm sorry. I have a hard time believing that. You're telling me based off the tape you saw last year, we'll just get younger receivers and playmakers and get some retread vets on the cheap, and hopefully that works. Fat lot of good that did you. So, again, I hate the double speak that in my opinion, you hear out of them sometimes. Don't tell me competitors welcome when you're trotting out the same guys up front who are absolutely terrible. I was a little bit disappointed in Andre James, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I always mess up that guy's name. I want to call him Carter or something else. But, I was a little bit disappointed when he went in there for the Bronco game because I thought he was going to have a little bit more. Trevor Penning a little bit also. But I thought they were both better than Bozeman and Mackay. They at least stayed in front of their guys a little bit more. There was no free hitters in the A-gaps. Yeah, hit the like button. Thank you, Jeff. I always forget. Thank you. So I hate when they do this stuff because it just pisses me off. I'm like, don't tell me you couldn't find anybody else. Exactly. This is, oh, wow. The QB school. Yeah, I follow them also. I have to look at their stuff. But it's just ridiculous. Like these
what's his
guys.
name?
No, I know who it is. I know who it is.
Oh, okay.
These guys are getting him killed.
What do you think about this picture?
It's embarrassing to me.
Does it make
Seriously.
you sad?
It does, because again, in my opinion,
He should be winning Super Bowls.
Yeah,
that's how talented he is.
In my opinion, or at least being in the AFC Championship, but
I mean,
I'm with you.
I've seen the work ethic. Like
Oh.
I've been around him. I've seen the work ethic. Like this guy should not be getting
One and
kicked out
dones.
in the
Yeah.
first round. He
Well,
should
the
not
other-
be missing the playoffs. By the way,
Yeah.
for all you Dodger fans out there, Kyle Tucker
No one cares
has
about
just signed
baseball.
with the Dodgers.
No one cares about baseball.
So there you go. Breaking
The
news from
biggest-
Jeff Passan.
The biggest thing, okay? Yeah, because you almost made me forget my point when you're talking about baseball. No one cares,
Sorry.
dude. No one cares about baseball. But the biggest thing, if you are going to have young receivers, that offensive lineman better be elite. Those offensive linemen better be elite. Okay? You cannot have free hitters in the A gap because you have a dipshit at center and a dipshit at guard, and they have, they're clearly not communicating well enough. And then you're just letting guys rush them freely. You have too many pigs on skates up front, and that's the problem. You can hide it when it's one guy. You can hide it, let's just say, when it's maybe two guys. But when it's all five guys, you can't hide it. And I'm not even going to be crude. I'm not going to be profane and bring up the meme that, reminds me of this. But it's just not good enough. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, we did some good here and some good. No, it was shit offensively. I would even argue, well, actually, no, I'll leave the kicking game alone because J.K. Scott needs to go. I'm going to say it again. I'd rather unretire Pat McAfee and get him in there and see what he has, but get him out of here. He's been terrible at punting the football. Dicker pissed me off in one game missing field goals, but he gets a little leeway because that was the only one. But other than the defense this year, it was a total failure. Offense, let me look through their scores right now. It's embarrassing. Your best player was your running back, and it's basically dump offs out of the backfield and stuff like that.
That's like what the cheese eating bastard tells you. Like
your leading rusher's your quarterback. It's a joke. The problem
and the cheese eating bastard sees it. He knows he knows ball.
My ass, and so can he. But your receivers were basically a non-factor all year. I know you get excited, you want to hype out first round picks, but sorry, I'm not. I'm still holding my breath. Let's see.
Let's see what else Jim had to say.
Yeah. 34 points against the shittiest Cowboy defense is probably the highest they scored.
No, 38 against the Vikings, and that's a good That's Brian Flores' defense.
Okay. 38? Yeah, you're right. 37.
You got to look internally and externally. I do.
Oh, so they're asking. So, Dan, one point I wanted to make is that this is how smart, in my opinion, this is how smart I think Joe Hortiz is. He was asked if he's just going to look at internal candidates if Jesse Minter leaves, and he said he wants to listen to both internally and externally. Why externally, Dan? Even if they already know who they want, listen to why. This is interesting.
You got to talk to people, and I think that's the best way to do it. Whether you hire internally or externally, that's the final decision you make. But I think it's always good to, when you have an opportunity to speak to people outside the building, one, about their schemes, about their philosophies, about their approaches, but then also they can give you some nuggets on your team because they're taking a look at you. You can get some ideas from that. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to learn a lot about the candidates and learn a little bit about ourselves too.
That's interesting. You get notes from other because, like I told you.
Are you sure we don't just hire our friends?
Like I told you, I was the other day. Somebody told me that that's what when the Dolphins were interviewing candidates for their GM, Stephen Ross and everybody asked, can you tell us what you think is wrong with Mike McDaniel? And he kept on hearing a lot of some negative things and stuff. And he's just like, wow. And
from GMs?
Huh?
From GMs?
Yeah. The GM candidates. Yeah, exactly. By the way, Darren Waller said he was there in the meet. He was having a meeting with Mike McDaniel when the owner came in. He's kind of like, yeah, looked at him and basically saying, get the fuck out, so that he could fire him. So I was like, damn, that's crazy if he was the one that was there. But all right, let's go through some of these others, Dan, and then we will
wrap it
up shop. But let's hear this.
No, I don't want to spend recklessly. I know that. I want to. We got a number of guys like Chris just mentioned that are up. So, hopefully we can let them eat into some of that cap space. I'd like to give some of that to them. And but no, I think you have to make smart decisions in free agency. You chase. I've said it over and over. If you chase perceived needs in free agency in the draft, you end up more often than not overpaying or making a mistake. So we do have to calculate. We have to be smart. We have to be all in on the player and believe in the player. So we'll spend money, but we're going to spend money internally too, because there's a lot of guys we like to have back. So that large amount of cap space, I mean, just like last year, we had a lot of cap space, and Rashawn ate up a bunch of it, and then injured reserve ate up a bunch of it, and we had the flexibility by leaving some to trade for Adafe and take on that big number. And so you got to be smart and spend, but also leave yourself a little bit of flexibility.
Well, I agree with that. So
yeah. No,
Dan, I'm confused. Is it his money? Why is he such a tight ass? Jeff, that's hilarious. That's the comment of the night.
This is the thing. And look, I know people wanted him to go spend last year, but
on DK or whatever.
There just wasn't an opportunity. And I mean, if you look at it, somebody said earlier that his free agents haven't been that good. I thought they've actually been pretty good. I mean, the thing is, they go low risk, high reward. So that's the thing that I'm sure a lot of people don't like. But they brought in
Dante Jackson, I think.
Yeah, Dante Jackson. Hey, a lot of people thought Benjamin St. Juste was not going to be good, and he was pretty solid for them. Then you look at guys like Tier Tart, Puna Ford. What's his name? Deshaun Hand. Like, remember, guys, they got the crap beat out of them without Deshaun Hand in there. And when he came back, the defense looked a lot more formidable. So there's a lot of guys that they're going to have to. So Dan, let me show you the list right now. Here is the offensive line has been a mess. There's been a lot of stuff that's a mess, but right now it's Khalil Mack. And we'll do a show later if Dan would bring
these
him back
are free agents.
Yes, Trey Pipkins.
Oh, Pipkins gone. Naj is probably gone.
No, he tore his Achilles. You don't want him back. Tier Tart.
That's what I said. Yeah, you're keeping him.
Tier Tart is the fights that this dude decided to pick last year. Like, guys fed off of him, and I asked guys in the locker room, and they tell me, yeah, we feed off of this guy. Trevor Penning, we'll see. Keenan Allen, Tyler Conklin, Odafe Owe. I really think they need to get back.
Oh, you have to. Yeah.
I think he had 11 sacks in 13 games played for the Chargers. That's incredible.
Oh, thank God. Trey Lance, get him the hell out of the building, dude.
I think they're going to re-sign him.
That's crazy.
Deshaun Hand, I think, needs to come back.
Yep.
Delshawn Phillips, I think, needs to come back.
Okay.
Tony Jefferson should come back.
Yes.
So we'll go through this list later, but the big time player is Khalil Mack. Yeah. We'll see what happens with Khalil if he decides to come back or not. The
biggest thing bring him back though, like bring him back and make him cheap, obviously, and a third down guy. But you need to find pass rushers for him.
Khalil was cheap. He was $18 million. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Okay. All things considered, but you can't have him as a premier guy. Like that's what I'm trying.
That's what they were doing with him. They were like when Odafe came in, they were starting to limit it down a little more. Yeah.
No, I'm concerned that we didn't win. Has nothing. individual player.
Justin's a winner.
Are they worried about Justin's performances in the playoffs the last 2 years?
Oh, I would have been worried about his comments after the game. That worried me.
I don't
more.
think there's anybody that could watch him the way he prepares, trains, the level of talent,
that tapping,
and not say that he's a winner. 100% in my mind.
So I guess how do you get him over the hump then? It's 3 trips to the postseason. He hasn't won the playoff win yet. Obviously, it's all quarterback. But as you guys head into this offseason, how do you approach getting him over the hump and getting his first playoff win?
Keep building the team.
All right, final 2.
I was about to say, did he think he was actually going to tell him?
Oh, okay. So let me set this one up for you. He was asked about Bradley Bozeman. Dan, up until this point, he's mentioned players. They've talked about individual players, right?
Yeah.
So watch what happens when he's asked about Bradley Bozeman.
I'm not going to get into individual assessments of players. I don't want to go over 53 players. So that's something we do as a staff in the offseason. We talk about it, but I'll say this. Every one of those guys fought their asses off for us this year through a lot of adversity. Every one of them.
Get the fuck out of here.
We can prop up whoever we want. They all went out there and busted their butts and helped deliver another playoff, appearance. And I am so proud of that. And I'm so
glad. That's why we coach the game. Playoff fucking
to
appearances. That's great.
One way or the other. If you want an assessment, that's a universal assessment on 53 plus the practice squad guys. I thought they all did a great job fighting, competing, doing the best of their ability to help us get into the playoffs again.
They showed up on Sunday and broke a sweat. Hunter was there.
Sense of urgency and turning into getting pieces.
But I see that same thing. They see the same urgency that we have. Genuine that urgency. Not gonna go through.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
I'm Bradley.
No. To that question, urgency, aggressively attacking it.
I'm Bradley.
No, I did not. I agreed with Joe. Not gonna go through specific players, and it's not the time to do that.
So he asked him, do you have anything to say about, oh, shoot. Right after that, he asked him, do you feel like you need a new center? And they basically say, Jim says, they're going to be looking at every position, not just one. They're going to look at everything to see what they need to change. But it was just funny, like the way they kind of.
Again, to me, okay, I would rather have Joe Hortiz say, I'm not going to comment on individual players. We're going through our process as the offseason continues. Boom, period. Don't bring me on this circle jerk of, wow, geez, they really worked hard. They really showed up on Sunday and busted their tails. Like, dude, look at this. This is what you had for 17 or 16,
18,
right?
18.
No.
18 because then they went to the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. This is what you had for 18 games all season. All season. You got one guy fucking on the ground like he's at the elderly home and he just tripped over a shoe. You have Bobby Hart who has dementia, not knowing who the fuck he's supposed to block. You have Makai. You have Makai proposing to Amarian right there. And then you have Zion buying a ticket to the show so he can just watch from the best seat in the house. This is ridiculous. This is embarrassing. This is, again, being an offensive-minded head coach should not be happening. Should not be happening. You have a great quarterback, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the league. And this is the type of product this is the type of players you're putting him out there with. It's a joke. You give the Makai signing a little bit of leeway, like, okay, he's coming off a Super Bowl team. He looked good with a Super Bowl team. Whatever. It didn't work out. But why not make the change? That's my problem. Look at this. A-gap fucking pressure. He's not even coming from depth. Go back to the beginning of that.
Middle linebackers.
He is lined up in the A-gap, and you have two dipshits who can't figure it out. Look at him creeping. Look at him creeping. So that tells me this is probably Bozeman's guy or a running back or something. So don't tell me they tried really hard on Sunday. Because, again, this isn't a participation league. No one gives a shit how hard you work to get there on a Sunday or to make the playoffs. You know, again, this is what drives me crazy. I would 100% rather have a psychopath running my team like Kobe Bryant, like Michael Jordan. You know, my favorite – yeah, that's hilarious. My favorite football quote is Tom Brady. What he was in the locker room, I forgot one year, some guy's crying because he didn't make the Pro Bowl, and he walks up to his teammate and says, "You think I play this game for a fucking Pro Bowl?" Where's that mentality? That's what you need on this team. Because I'm telling you right now, Chargers don't win with Jim Harbaugh. It's about to get a lot darker, a lot longer. And I'm going to feel bad for some of our fans who have been rooting for this team for 60-some years or whatever it is. You know, again, what drives me crazy and what I'd be telling these players every offseason, every practice, every meeting, I would put up so much shit that says, you know, the chargering stuff, you know, all the times they've memed the team. And, you know, I would try and convey that to them. These guys clearly don't think much about you. What are you doing to prepare to make sure they eat their words and they look like imbeciles? I would say that just like I would say that to the GM. What are you doing to avoid this? What are you doing to go in the better direction? 2 years of this. 2 years of this. He's so tall. He has no idea what he's doing. Terrible body positioning. Can't even commit a penalty correctly. Does he even trip him? Look at Mackay. No. Mackay staring at him, seeing him get his ass kicked, and all he does is put a hand to him. Goddamn pillow fight. 2-on-1.
You know what's funny? Watching that clip, I can hear that song. I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
Yeah, I'm glad it brings you joy. Brings me pain. Like, dude, look at Trey giving up his shoulders. Look how tall Zion is. Just leaning on him, not working his feet, not changing his body position to try and get back under him. He's slow dancing with a 300-pound defensive tackle. Like, my God almighty. Sawyer's okay. I don't like that he turns his shoulders and he cross steps. It's just unbelievable to me. 2 years of this guy, and this is what you get. How long did they re-sign him for? Does he get another
Bozeman?
2 years? Yeah.
He has 4 more years.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, he has a year. I think he has a year on top of this.
But it's one of those you can cut him and not lose any dead money.
Yeah, no, they can cut him after this year.
I'm cutting Mackay.
Sorry. They can cut him this in the next month, and they'd save money. They'd save about $4 million, I think.
I'm cutting Mackay. I'm cutting him. I'm not re-signing Bobby. Not re-signing Trey. I think out of that group from this year, if I can get Trevor Penning cheap, maybe. If I can get who was the other one? There was another name up there.
Yeah, Bradley Bozeman still has another year left at 3 point at basically almost $6 million.
The thing I hate, so everybody in the chat understands, right? Don't give me the fucking hot air responses. Don't say anything. How many times haven't you seen someone go before Congress? I do not recall. I'd rather have him say that. Plead the Fifth Amendment. Shut your mouths. Don't tell me, oh, they tried really hard and we've been to 2 playoff appearances. I'm glad. Did you hear that? We only have to make it to the playoffs. That's great. You know, if you're trying to win in this sport, you're thinking ahead. You're not thinking about just making it. Just making it is a loser mentality. I go to a championship in high school. I don't go to lose. I'm not glad that I made it. I go to win. I go to win. And that's the problem. That's what this organization needs. Jimbo's bringing it because, you know, again, credit where credit's due. I know I'm pissed. Credit where credit's due. Any other coach, this team's probably below 500 again.
Hey,
Shout out, Silver Mist, shout out. Any
Silver
other
Mesh,
coach,
appreciate you.
this
That
team is
awesome.
probably
Thank you.
below 500. And the thing that bothers me too, we can't even talk about how good Omarion was this season because of how bad everything else was. I was really happy with him. I think he has the ability to be great. I'm just so upset they have dipshits surrounding Herbert and Omarion. They need to figure out what they're going to do with these receivers and tight ends. That's the other thing. I'm not bringing any one of these tight ends back. Maybe Tucker Fisk, maybe kind of like him, but Conklin gone, Disley gone. Disley should have been gone since last year, but I guess I don't know. This offense needs an overhaul. Period. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure at some point we'll do a deep dive into what free agents are out there. But again, I would rather have them not say hot words in these press conferences. And that's why you love playing this, because it pisses me off. Just like the film review. If don't get up there and tell me, oh, they tried really hard. This isn't Pop Warner. This
Dude,
is
we
the
all
men's
love
league.
we all love the video.
That's one of my better coaching photos too. That's a pretty good one.
I
But
took it.
yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, exactly. Thank you, Fitness. But don't worry.
Silver Mesh.
Thank you, Silver Mesh. But don't worry, Fitness. Our former offensive coordinator thought it was a good idea to put him in there to block. There was nothing more disgusting to me than watching him block. I wanted to kill myself. It was so bad.
Dan,
It
what
was
do you
just
what do
as
you
bad.
what do you think? of it?
Speaking of which, now that I remember, don't go up there and give me that hot air when on Twitter, what you see every Sunday is your running back out blocking your starting center and guards. What are we even talking about? So don't tell me he worked really hard. We're not going to comment on player, or fine, don't comment on players, but don't tell me he worked really hard. He's in the NFL. Of course he had to work his ass off. That's an obvious thing.
He's not talking about, okay, you need to be in 1x3 to 2x2. No, he's looking at the core, how they try to defend blockers and give a theme, because the power of our whole offense is being able to have overlap so that we can be better at our techniques than they are defending them. So the theme.
A successful staff that sustains and develops and continues to grow and push players. We're also a collection of formative, ambitious young coaches who took in a player with a skill set that we didn't know how to use on the front end. We drafted Robert Griffin III, a read option quarterback. We knew he had to have success early. So in that process, we as a collection of coaches had to get into a room and figure out how to coach zone read, something that there was 34 snaps of Tim Tebow doing in an elementary form in the NFL. That process, going through creating a system for a player that was uncharted in our formative years, has shaped us all, because now we're not boxed in to what is.
What do you think about him?
From its
What he's saying is exactly what I want.
Finally, I was like, dude, I was so annoyed because I fucking hate on Mondays getting thoughts and ideas because I'm not ready. To answer your question, our process, I make sure I have cut-ups that are ready to go study, and they're based on personnel. And I established that if you get it done early enough, you like to watch some games to have a feel, a game or two. I rarely do. I go straight into the run concepts, which was something that he taught me when
I wonder where
he
this
was
is from.
teaching me how to game plan.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
I like what he says when he's talking about Robert Griffin III. You have to build a system for your players, not your players for the system, because it doesn't always work out. Especially the way college is. What he says is beautiful. Overlap. You need that, especially the first couple of years in the league. They need to be in things they're familiar with. Obviously,
He's a weird guy, but he knows ball.
Yeah. But I mean, let's be real. All guys who are at that level, they're all weird in some way or another.
Yeah.
You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
completely agree.
Like look at Jim. You're telling me Jim's a normal and straight shooter? Like I'm sure he's got some, eccentric things that he does also. So
No, I completely agree. Dan, before we leave, I know you love our fellow Irishman. I think he's Irish. Did you see this?
What? I love the Irish. They're good people.
He hands the ball off. It's a little trickeration as it goes to Jawan Jennings. He's going to throw downfield. Christian McCaffrey, end zone. Touchdown Niners! Touchdown Niners! What an unbelievable play! Purdy tipping the ball to Sky Moore.
Yeah, I think he's British. Dude. I think he's
Huh?
British. I think he's British. He's not Irish.
Oh, my bad. It said NFL, UK, and Ireland. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, that guy is now, he's going to be at Radio Row, or he's going to be calling the game in the Super Bowl. So that's going to be pretty cool.
On Fox? No. Or what is it?
No, it's NBC.
We should get a Scott. That would be hilarious, trying to decipher what he's saying. Yeah, I saw that graphic too. Again, sometimes it takes time, and I'm hoping, they're gonna figure it out. But
and you know what's funny, Dan, and this is the last thing, and then we'll head out. But
who are you? Fitness.
It's so funny to me because I was listening to somebody. Well, I won't say who I was listening to, but friend of the show. But he was basically saying, "Oh, well, he pissed away the game against the Jaguars," and I'm like, they scored 27 points.
Yeah.
Like what? Like they scored 30. Sorry, they scored 30 points. Like the defense couldn't hold on to jack shit in the second half. Like
nothing.
I understand he missed a throw to Keenan Allen in the back of the end zone. I get it, but like Herbert, that Jaguars game should not be solely put on him. And I feel like people, because of the 0-3 cape Brandon Staley, and they say, "Oh, well, it was on Herbert," when it wasn't. But again, I've heard people's narrative say, "Well, what kind of fucking quarterback goes 0-3 in the playoffs?" Peyton Manning, Matthew
greatest.
Stafford, guys that everybody holds in very high regard. Not everybody is gonna be perfect in the playoffs when they first get started or do all that. There is late bloomers. Look at Matthew Stafford. He has them on the cusp of going to the Super Bowl again. So I just think that it's a lazy narrative to throw it all on him and throw all three losses on him when, let's be fair, yeah, he did have a really bad game against Houston, but 2 of those picks were tipped right into the hands of the defender. Did he miss some throws? Yes, he did. But it's everybody. It's on everybody. I mean, I remember the Chargers had the Texans backed up in their own end zone, and I think Marcus May, I can't remember who it was. They missed a receiver. They left him wide open on 3rd and 20. Bosa and Mack were about to bring down CJ Stroud, or they missed the sack. I can't remember what it was. He throws down the field and they converted, and then they went up the field and they scored a touchdown. So it's just one of those things where it's a combination of everything. It's not just on one person. The only problem is that we have kind of an issue where in the NFL, we look at a quarterback and we give him all the credit or we give him all the blame. And that's not the way this should go. It shouldn't be, all the blame or all the credit. Oh, here we go. Let's see our Will Gavin. His name is Will Gavin. Look at Will Gavin on the game-winning touchdown by the 49ers. This is pretty good.
He sends Bourne in motion, stumps his foot, gets the ball, looks to his right-hand side, steps up in the pocket, throws left instead. Touchdown Niners! Christian McCaffrey right on the G of the Eagles in the end zone. And in the 4th quarter, they retake the lead. San Francisco up 4, 23-19. And this battered, bruised, and banged up San Francisco team just won't take it lying down.
Pretty good. They're good storytellers. A lot of those European guys are good storytellers. Like, Peter Drury.
They paint a picture.
Exactly. Well, and also they probably have to a lot more. That's hilarious, Fitness. I thought of the same thing. But,
I believe that Harbaugh should be indicted for manslaughter, an attempt at manslaughter for trying to kill Justin Herbert by making him play behind that offensive line without halt for the last 8 games. It's an incompetence. You cannot do that to Justin Herbert. But in that game inside the 5-yard line, Herbert couldn't get in, even though he's going to be their leading rusher for like 5 of the last 6 weeks. Again, asinine that you're asking Justin Herbert to change his game because you can't run the ball. You don't have an offensive line. You don't have any Harbaugh answers for just run a sweep, Justin, run away, run. That's the end of another season that collapses at the finish line. Justin, run.
That's
Angel. That is Davis Webb. Some people are predicting that he's going to be the head coach of the Raiders. But he's a really young guy. I think he's only like 28, 29, 30. He's a former quarterback.
Damn.
He was in the NFL for a couple of years. He's their quarterback coach. But again, like I gave you guys my tier yesterday, I think if you can come away with Daboll, Mike McDaniel, Kevin Stefanski, or the passing coordinator from the Rams, I think any of those 4 guys, you've come away with a winner. I know that the guy from the Rams is I'm not going to even try and say his name again. I know the guy's very young and he's learning, but he's learned it with Sean McVay. I think he could learn and do a really good job here, especially under Jim and everything. So, and he's getting head coaching looks. So that's what I think. I think that kid, the passing game coordinator from the Rams, I think he should take an offensive coordinating gig and then go to head coach. Don't try and bite off too much that you can chew. But Dan, I think that is
yeah, we went long on this one. I know I got long-winded at some point.
Well, I mean, it was a fun. Oh, Dan, before we go, sorry, I apologize. Look at what this guy. This guy's a water boy for Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Juan, and he did a.
That's hilarious.
He did a. He's looking for a water boy gig in the NFL, but he's like, I've made so many memories, been to so many places, and made so many friends. It's been amazing. I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity. With that being said, I would like to announce that I'm officially entering the job portal with the NFL being the ultimate goal. Thank you to Notre Dame. Thank you for everything.
That's hilarious.
I was hilarious. Like, oh my God. I'm like, this guy's hilarious. He's been, that's it was hilarious when I read that. I'm like,
yeah, that's pretty good. Especially with all the graphics. I thought I saw a funny meme that was like, can you imagine like your job making a graphic for you every time you interview? And I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
because you know how they said we've interviewed so and so, and they put up.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Everybody, thank you guys so much for jumping on with us. Thank you guys. We will be taking a little bit of a sabbatical if they hire an OC or they hire a offensive line coach or whatever it is. We will jump on and we will discuss it, but we won't be coming back every single week, just because, or every single twice a week or whatever, because we got to get ready for the Super Bowl. We got some other stuff going on. Dan's coaching basketball, so that's fun. But if there's breaking news, anything happens, we will be on it. We'll jump on it. We'll give you guys our opinions. But again, we will be taking a little bit of a sabbatical, but not from the Compas shows. Make sure you guys tune into all those. We will be doing those Lunes Live, the 4 Compas, all that stuff stays regular. And then at the Super Bowl, we're definitely excited because we got we're gonna get some good stuff from out there. You guys know last year we got a bunch of stuff, and last year it was funny because I found Quentin and he told me, dude, I was not leaving here until I got a chance to talk to you. So that was pretty cool. I got to talk to some other guys. Christian Fulton, I talked to him too. I didn't get him on camera, but former Charger Jacob Hester, a bunch of guys last year. We got a bunch of good guys, and since in San Fran, I'm excited because I think there will be more Charger players up there. So we'll try and see who we can get. But again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. We'll be back whenever something breaks. And again, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. And guys, in the next few days, I'll be probably next week, I'll be uploading some videos of throughout the season that I have on my phone that from Antonio Gates, and I have a really cool Justin Herbert video, so I'll be uploading that probably next week as well. But yeah, be on the lookout for all that stuff on What's Up Bolt. So make sure you guys tune into that. Again, thank you guys so much. Dan, why don't you get us out of here?
Like, comment, subscribe, be a Compatello Compa, and don't forget, even though it's 2026, you'll never find out why John Cena became The Rock's bitch.